Sunday will soon be released and he's probably going to be the strongest support in the whole game. And because we now know everything that he can do, I made this video to make you know everything that you need to know about him. But before that, please consider to subscribe. We are so close to 200 subs and it will be so amazing if we manage to hit them before 2025. And if that happens, I will make a special video about Genshin Impact that will be pretty long, so please help me achieve that goal. We are only 50 subs away. And now let's get to the video. Just like with Robin, this character's gameplay is also very simple, it's very straightforward and it's also very broken. So to start off, of course, the normal attack doesn't do anything. The skill, however, is just a stronger Bronya. You make one of your characters immediately take action and also increase their damage by 40%. And also, if they have a summon, such as the Lightning Lord or Nambi, their damage will also be increased additionally by 40%. So just an 80% damage bonus. This is crazy. And also, if you use it on the Beatified, you will gain one skill point. If you're wondering what that means, we will talk about this immediately. But before that, you also need to know that you can do this stuff on another Harmony character. If you do so, they will gain the damage bonus but will not immediately take action. I think this is because otherwise they would have made a loop where you just do this on Bronya, Bronya uses it on Sunday and just keep repeating this stuff. The ultimate, however, I think is probably the strongest single target buff that we can have in this game. You choose one character that will immediately gain 20% of their energy and they will call the Beatified. And when they're Beatified, they will gain a crit damage bonus increase that is equal of 30% of Sunday's crit damage, plus 12. So if Sunday's crit damage is 200%, they will gain a 60% crit damage bonus plus a 12%. So just 72% crit damage bonus by an ultimate. And this will last for a lot of time. Now you might think that this is broken, right? Of course it is, but there are also new things, such as the passive talents, because when you use your skill, you will also increase your target's crit rate by 20%. So not only a 40 or an 80% damage bonus, but also a 20% crit rate buff. And also, if you did use your ultimate on a character, but that ultimate regenerated less than 40 energy, then it will regain 40 energy. Another great passive is that once you enter the battle, he will immediately gain 25 energy. And the last passive is that when you're using your skill, you will also dispel one debuff from your target. So you increase their damage by either 40% or 80%, you increase their crit rate by 20%, and now you will always guaranteed remove one debuff too. It's crazy, it's absolutely crazy. Now for the priority, I think that the talent, the skill and the ultimate are all at the same level. You should get all of them at the highest level possible because they're absolutely amazing. Just ignore the normal attack because you will probably never use it. Now the strongest weapon is of course the signature one, which is a grounded ascent, and it says that after you use your skill or your ultimate on one of your characters, Sunday will gain 6 energy and also the target of your abilities will gain 1 stack of Hymen. This will stack up to 3 times and will last for 2 turns. Each stack will increase your damage by 15%, so immediately 3 stacks means 45% damage bonus, without even considering all of the buffs that Sunday gives by himself. And also, every 2 times that you use your skill or your ultimate on one of your characters, you will gain 1 skill point. So if Sunday uses his skill or his ultimate 2 times on one of your characters, you will gain 1 skill point. And he also gains another skill point by just using the skill on the Beatified, and he gains 2 more skill points by using the ultimate at the Eidolon level 2. So this is just a broken sparkle. Another great weapon, just like with every Harmony user, is but the battle isn't over, which first of all increases your energy regen by 10%, and you also gain 1 skill point every time you use your ultimate on one of your allies, and this can happen once every 2 uses of the ultimate. And also, when you use your skill, the next ally taking action will gain a 30% damage buff. So this is made for Bronya, and this also means that it's also made for Sunday. It's insane how good it synergizes with him. But another good one that is also a 4-star is Dance Dance Dance, which simply says that after you use your ultimate, all of your character's actions are advanced forward by 16%. This is very powerful because it simply makes your teams way faster. And lastly, we have Past and Future, which is also very nice because you can obtain this very easily, so you can easily refine it up to level 5. And it says that after you use your skill, the next ally taking action will gain a 16% damage bonus for 1 turn. So as you can see, despite being a very huge difference, there are some 4-star options that are also very powerful. Now for the relics, the best set is by far the Sacerdos Relieved Ordeal, which not only increases the speed at 2 pieces by 6%, but at 4 pieces when you use your skill or your ultimate on one target, you will also increase the crit damage of that target by 18%. This will last for 2 times and will also stack up to 2 times, so it's simply a 36% crit damage buff, and without even considering the huge amount of crit damage that you just give with your ultimate. So I think you should always aim for 4 pieces of this, but otherwise I guess you should go 2 pieces speed percent and another 2 pieces speed percent, just to make him very very fast and just make him act a lot of times, get energy very fast, and use his skill and ultimate as much as possible. While for the ornaments there are a bit more options, such as Lushaka, the Sunken Seas, which increases your energy regen by 5%, and also if your character is not first in the team lineup, then the first character in the team lineup will get their attack increased by 12%, which is pretty cool. Like, you don't see that kind of effect very often. Otherwise, 2 pieces Penaconi is also a great option. It increases the energy regen by 5% and also increases the damage by 10% for all of the other characters that are the same type as the wearer. Of course, this can only work for an Imbibitor Lune or for Imone Imaginary team, but this will go very well for Imbibitor Lune because he needs a lot of skill points and Sunday can provide with a lot of them. Lastly, you can try the Sprightly Von Wak. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it still increases your energy regen by 5%, and also if Sunday's speed is more than 120, then at the start of the battle their actions will be advanced forward by 40%, so again he will be able to act very quickly. As for the main stat, I guess for the feat speed, for the planar sphere HP, for the link rope energy regen, but of course for the body always go for crit damage. As for the substats, crit damage over speed over HP, and that's it. The only stats that you actually need are crit damage and speed. And also don't be too picky for the substats because, like, you know, it's not that important. Yes, crit damage is very important, but like he has a ton of them already. Maybe speed is a bit important, but still don't be too picky about it. Now for the teams, you finally can see 2 characters that have been overshadowed over the time, but now they are finally back. The first one is Jin Yuan and the second one is Imbibitor Lune. Many people may complain about this, but over the time they have been pretty weak, especially if you compare them to the newest DPSs, but Sunday is a blessing for them because he works perfectly with them. So a good team will be Jin Yuan, Sunday, a support and a sustainer. For a support you could go Robin or Bronya or Sparkle or Tingyun, and for the sustainer either Aventurine or maybe Fushuan or Huohuo or maybe Gallagher. They are all very powerful as long as you choose one, so don't worry. And another very powerful team will be Imbibitor Lune, Sunday, another support and another sustainer. The sustainer and the supports are always the same, so I don't feel like I have to repeat myself every time, but Imbibitor Lune works very well with the skill point recovery that Sunday has, especially if the second support is Sparkle. But otherwise, Jingliu is another very powerful DPS, and same goes for Argenti. Now I'm not sure about Sila because she's pretty bad, but I guess she's still pretty viable. Like, in the end, he's just a very powerful support that can be played in almost any team. Like, you don't need to be over specific, just pick a DPS, pick Sunday, pick another support and pick another sustainer. And that's it, that's the beauty of Star Rail basically. And now as for the Eidolons, this is probably the strongest Eidolons I've ever seen in the whole game. The first one is already broken and it says that when Sunday uses his skill on one of your targets, they will be able to ignore 20% of the enemy's defense and the summons will ignore 40% of it. This is already completely busted and it will last for 2 turns, but we have just started. The second Eidolon says that when you use your ultimate you will gain 2 skill points, and also the damage dealt by the Beatified will be increased by 30%. So not only you gain 2 skill points just by using the ultimate, you also gain 1 skill point every turn for just choosing the Beatified as the target of your skill. So you're just playing a nuclear sparkle. The fourth one says at the start of the turn regain 8 energy, which is very nice because most of what he does is around his ultimate. And the last one, honestly, it's like probably the best Eidolon in the whole game. It immediately says the talent's crit rate boost effect will be stackable up to 3 times. This simply means a 60% crit rate buff. And also the talent's duration will be increased by 1 turn. So every time you use your skill, you will increase the crit rate of your target by 20% for not 3 but 4 turns. And also when Sunday uses his ultimate, this effect will trigger again. So not only you will give all of those buffs, but you will also increase the crit rate by 20%. And lastly, if the target has more than 100% crit rate, every 100% of the excess crit rate will be converted to 2% crit damage. So if they have 130% crit rate, you will gain another 60% crit damage bonus, which just implies that you will most likely just get 100% crit rate. And this is absolutely insane. So this character is absolutely super meta. I have never seen some Eidolons that are like this busted meta-wise. But yeah, like the E6 is amazing. It's absolutely insane. The first one is also crazy good. I guess the second one is also very powerful, but if you want, you can just gain the second one and that's it. But yeah, it's up to you. Now, should you pull for him? Honestly, I am not really sure. Is he strong meta-wise? Absolutely. He's probably the strongest support that we can have. And I said this every time a new support came out, which means the next support will be even stronger somehow. Maybe they will do what he's doing, but for every single powerful character, maybe just by using the skill you will advance forward all of your actions. I am saying this as a joke, but I would not be surprised if it actually happened. But is he strong meta-wise? Of course he is, but he's also pretty boring because he's Harmony. You just play one button every single time and I don't like this. And I also said this for Robin, but in the end I ended up pulling for her because I need meta characters. So I feel like you're pretty much forced to pull for him, either for him or Robin, because they're incredibly powerful and they just make your teams way easier. But he's also incredibly hyped as a character, so many people love him, so I will not be surprised if you also did, and I don't see anything wrong with wanting to pull for him. So if you like him lore-wise or just how he looks, I pretty much understand this. I 100% understand this, and it's also even better that he's this powerful. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!